Food, culture, and change. Yeah, you've just had lunch. Food, culture, and change. How does that all work in together? Mohammed and Payman Awadhi are our next speakers.
Marhaba sa', which is hello in Emirati. As you can see up there, I've used English numerals to replace the alphabets that are not there in Arabic. And you probably see that a lot on the internet. That's something that you'll see a lot of in our outlet. How many people here don't know what a shawarma is? Can I see a show of hands? So most people do know what a shawarma is. You probably recognize this gentleman over here, my hero. His name is Ma'allim Shawarma, or for short, Ma'allim. Ma'allim means teacher, and it's a title that has a high regard given to the people that actually make shawarma for you. What is a shawarma? Succulent pieces or slices of grilled chicken and meat, smothered in sesame seed paste or garlic mayo, rolled in warm pita bread. How could you improve perfection?
Let me see if we can top that. Thank you very much. Is that an Indian sauce shawarma, an Italian white sauce on my shawarma, and a veggie shawarma? I heard that you guys give discounts to your Facebook and Twitter followers. Is that true?
It's true. It's true.
I believe it's called a twist count.
It's true.
Well, thank you for using this recycled bag, but I won't be needing it. Thank you very much.
See, what we wanted to do was we wanted to take a well-loved Middle Eastern sandwich and give it an international flavor.
In other words, PC, Mac.
Do you guys believe that things happen for a reason? We sure do. We also believe that there are a lot of learning opportunities in this world, and it's part of the greater master plan.
Over the next few slides, we're going to take you on a journey, our journey, and we're going to show you how certain experiences that we faced in our lives helped us realize our dreams. Personally, I felt like I never fit into the education system. Words like daydreamer, can't concentrate, lazy, were things that you'd see in my report card. Unfortunately, I failed the second grade. True story. So imagine how a 5-year-old feels when that happens. But luckily, I did take a keen interest in the arts, but later on I found out it was because I was more right-brain oriented.
I actually liked school, and I liked the educational system, honestly, and I went on to become the high school valedictorian and delivered the speech in 3 languages. One of those languages, English, I learned before I even went to kindergarten, and that's because my brother, my older brother, and my father used to speak English at home all the time, and I was dying to learn that language.
So now you know who the show-off is in the family. You know, straight out of high school, I thought, why don't I get a hotel management degree? So I said, okay, I can do that. I thought I'd go to a 5-star hotel and do some sort of internship, and I did that. For 7 months, I worked at a 5-star hotel as a cook, a waiter, a front office clerk, and a telephone operator. And although I ended up getting a business degree, it gave me a lot of great insight into the industry. If I were to think back and say, what was the one thing that got me into food, got me into cooking, I would have to say a book called Kitchen Confidential by a writer called Anthony Bourdain. You know, another thing I want to share is I ended up exploring my right brain some more, and I started to get into the world of jazz as a singer. And I know what you're thinking. He looks like a jazz singer.
From my side, I took a keen interest in sports from a very young age. I loved the way it taught me structure. It taught me competitiveness, and it also taught me how to motivate teams to win. And that's very important for me. Today, I love the game of basketball. I can't sleep at night without checking news on basketball, not just to know the scores, but also tactics that are used by teams in basketball to win, which I use in my workplace and in my life. The other thing that Mohammed and I did as we were growing up, summers and on weekends, my father would take us to his shop, and we have to work. Now, we didn't like that all the time, but it was truly the first time we got in touch with the entrepreneurial spirit that we have today. Believe it or not, Mohammed and I, at one point in time, were corporate suits. We knew from a young age that we wanted the international exposure, and we knew the only way we would get that is if we would compete for jobs in the competitive private sector. Now, we didn't always agree with the principles of consumerism or the strategies by shareholders of these companies, but 24 years of experience at companies like Beiersdorf, British American Tobacco, Philips, Pepsi, and Master Foods, we learned so much. Those are some of the biggest brands in the world. And we have to say, along the way, we met a lot of teachers, and these teachers taught us some great lessons in leadership, managing teams, planning for success, and more importantly, branding.
So 9 years ago, we had this crazy idea of evolving or changing a perfectly good sandwich called the shawarma. And we thought, today, if you want to order a shawarma, you have a choice of 2 sauces. And we asked, why? Why can't you have more sauces? Why can't you have 10 sauces? So we said, why can't we create additional 10 or 15 or whatever sauces from all over the world. So you can choose between American sauces and Asian sauces and European sauces and African sauces. And by doing so, give this new shawarma or a fusion shawarma an international positioning. The second thing we looked at was if you wanted to open up a shawarma place, you would have to hire a muallim shawarma, as we saw in the previous slide. So this is a person who does this his entire life. And we saw that as a barrier to starting such a business. So we thought, what if we automate the entire process of this shawarma outlet and simplify everything so that we can hire anybody off the streets and he can make a shawarma right there on the spot. You know, there's a lot of great shawarmas across the region, across the world, I can say. But there isn't a truly great shawarma brand, unlike the burgers, unlike the pizzas. So what if we created, a brand of shawarmas? And we gave it a national identity, something to be proud of. And what if we used this brand to encourage people to think global, but eat local, support local produce? Now, if there's one thing that we learned from the corporate suits was the plan. So we put in place 7 years ago a business plan that covered every aspect of our idea, our business. So we looked at finance, we looked at marketing, we looked at sales, operations, and so forth and so forth. We even studied certain competitors whom we used as benchmarks for our own business.
Wow, being a small business, you would get no respect. Nobody would even talk to you. We didn't have our own private funds, unfortunately, so we couldn't start the business on our own. We approached banks, but the governance wasn't there, and they couldn't fund small businesses like us. We looked at other models. We looked at partnerships. We looked at private equity. Unfortunately, none of that went anywhere either. We approached malls to get outlets, and they said, no, you're not an established destination brand. Suppliers, we would go to them and say, can you please give us good terms? They said, no, you don't have the minimum quantities. Funny enough, they were small businesses at one point in their life. But we persisted. We never stopped. One day, we were at the Sheikh Mohammed establishment for young business leaders on something totally unrelated. And they asked us, what were your aspirations? And we said, we've got this crazy shawarma concept. And we talked to them about how unique that concept was. Well, what they said was, is it possible for us to come tomorrow and present to their chief financial officer? Lucky for us, we spent 7 years working on that business, so it was easy. We put the presentation together that night. We went in the next day, we presented. Fantastic. Then they said, can you come the following day and present to the board of directors. Wow, it was, by that time we went in, we presented, but by that time we were so anxious. We were so excited because we worked 7 years on this, and now suddenly in a few days, things were moving. What followed over the next few weeks was that the Sheikh Mohammed Establishment for Young Business Leaders approved jointly funding our concept. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Could you imagine how it felt to work on your dream for 7 years and suddenly in a few days see things move to the next level? Things just get pieced together? From our side, we really like to thank, and a big thank you to His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the UAE President, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and Ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Dubai Crown Prince and Chairman of Executive Council, and the Sheikh Mohammed Establishment for Young Business Leaders. Without these people, great ideas of young UAE national entrepreneurs would never see the light.
Yeah. Our story would not be complete without mentioning our tribe.
Our tribe. So let me get out of the way there.
Anybody know Seth Godin, is it, or Godin? Yeah? Okay, apparently he's registered this word. So let us rephrase this. Sorry about that, Seth, and sorry about the terrible Photoshop job I did on your head. Gom Walpita, it literally means the Walpita tribe in Khaliji. They are our invisible board members who make decisions on our business. So it's not uncommon for them to make decisions on our processes, on our interior design, and even what goes into our menu. It's helped us democratize our brand, and today we have about 2,000 people following us on our social media sites, on Facebook and Twitter, with whom we have daily dialogue with. And it's terrific if you are on Twitter or Facebook as a business, because we listen to Gom Walpita, and they keep us in line. They tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and where we need to improve. And that's the key word, we listen.
So what is it that we've done? What have we created exactly? Basically, what we've created is a brand with heart, soul, oh, sorry, that's the wrong soul. Soul, and a national identity.
So, in terms of a message, we were thinking, what can we impart to everybody on this platform? And we wrote down a few words.
Absolutely. Performers perform.
Creators create.
Writers write.
Thinkers think.
Challengers challenge.
Entrepreneurs persist. So it was about 7 to 8 years ago where we came up with this crazy idea of evolving a shawarma. And we sat down and we came up with this crazier name, and we went on the internet and we registered walpita.com 7 to 8 years ago, and here we are today. If two simple, ordinary people can make their dreams come true, what's stopping you from realizing yours?
Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Fantastic. Thank you.